My name is Anuradha Ranasinghe. So I am an agriculture consultant and I graduated from YMB University of Sri Lanka, Faculty of Agriculture, Plantation Management. So I am running my own business named Agri Consultancy. So I provide consultancy for various companies and international and local organizations. Apart from that, I manage another organic retail chain called Orbit Organics. Then doing all this consultancy work, I thought to start my own farm. So that's why you all are here today. So 6 months ago, myself and my cousin Dilshad, who is in Australia, so we purchased this property. This is 120 acres. Property is situated in Horopata and Anuradhapura. Our property is Amadya food forest. So food forest means it's a forest growing food. So if you take a forest, we know different layers are there. The top canopy, middle canopy, lower canopy. As it is, so we are doing our farm also, we are designing according to that. So if you take the higher elevation, the top canopy, we can identify all the forest trees. Then if you get the second layer, we can find mangoes and all the coconuts and all the taller crops. Then there will be another layer, mid canopy. That means the guavas and other citrus and all the varieties will be there. Papaya, banana will be there. Then again, another layer is there. That's all the vegetables. Then we have a ground cover, that those are greens and all the crops we are growing. Then the final layer is the tuber crops. Now you can see the different layers, what I mentioned before. So this is the top layer, all the food trees like neem. Then the second layer, these are the mangoes, and we have grown some king coconuts over there. So that those trees will be the second layer. And the third layer, you can see guava, then banana here, and papaya we have planted over there. So that's the third layer. Then the fourth layer is vegetables. Now the crops are almost over because now we are setting up all the crops. Now the brinjals, chili and everything, that's the second layer, the fourth layer. The fifth layer are the greens. Now the cabbage we have planted. So that's the fifth layer. And the sixth layer is tuber crops. So earlier we have planted sweet potatoes, now it's over, and we have planted manioc. So that will be the sixth layer. So that is the lineup when we are developing a food forest with different canopy levels.
Anuradha, is this a traditional corn variety?
Yes, so this is our what we call Kiribati, local variety, heirloom variety. So I received this from a local farmer. I received 3 pods, so I multiplied. So this is very tasty and very much resistant to the local soil and soil conditions and everything, and we can grow really well under organic farming conditions, not like hybrid varieties. And the other specialty is the tree is very hard and it is very much resistant to the fall armyworm, what you call the Sena, and giving a very good yield. Yeah, you can see how colorful and how nice, and you can have it soon and taste this.
Right. And along the way we saw some of the trees, the pods have been eaten by birds. Is this intentionally? I mean, you have left them?
Because I harvested most of the good ones for our consumption. Then the rest I left for the birds. So that's the whole concept of permaculture. Because we all need to share this. And the rest of the thing, I earlier also few pods I conserved for seeds. And the rest I leave it for the birds and all the other animals.
Good.
Another concept in organic farming is we are very much friendly with the weeds or grasses, because we are not totally controlling grasses. Now if you see, all the grasses are growing here, and we are only suppressing the weed growth, because we are letting our plants to grow. Now if you can see this chili, the grasses are also here, and they are eventually providing a ground cover, and it always saves the soil moisture. And chili is also growing well, and we grow multiple crops. Now you can see paddy on the other side, chilies are growing here, and corn growing here, and brinjals are here, and the vines are also there, and I have planted some beans. Soon after harvesting this corn, the bean vines will be going to this corn tree. So that's a very harmonious system, every crop helping each other and growing together. And this is very low cost system, because we don't need to spend more money and time on weeding and removing grasses, and we are getting very much support from each and every crop, and pest and all the diseases also getting less because of this combination of growing crops.
And rather along the ridges that we have seen, you have done quite a lot of leguminous crops. Is there a particular reason you have used the ridge for that?
Yes. So one thing, the common reason is always all these legumes fix nitrogen. So I get additional amount of nitrogen and it can be added to the soil. The second reason is most of the time farmers spend a lot of money controlling grasses along the bunds. So what I did is I took the first rains and planted cowpea and green gram and groundnut and all these varieties. So then I get additional yield. So these varieties, they control grass. So I get additional income and then other thing. Then I have heard of goats. So after harvesting this, I'm sending them. So I will be getting another food source for the goats.
So it's managing weeds, then enriching the soil and then
additional income
and then feed for cattle as well.
Yes.
And rather, this is an intermediary tank you have, and you have two larger tanks over there. Can you explain the role of this intermediary tank and the function of it?
Okay, so not two, I have four. So we are very fortunate to have located in a place where surrounded by four big means medium scale tanks.
Okay.
So this is an intermediate tank. So we identified the functionality of this tank because this was not here when we purchased the property 6 months ago. So narrow bund was here, but we identified the functionality and the purpose and the importance of a tank here. So we spent quite amount of money to develop this. But the advantage of this is we have our own tank Disave over there. So when it get overflowed, the excess water collects to this tank. Then when this tank fills, the surplus water we channel through. There's a canal over there. So we send that water through our property and send into the bottom layer of the bottom part of the property. And the other functionalities, we have another tank called Ihalagama tank from the opposite side of the other rod. So when that tank also overflows, that water we can bring it up to here.
And it can be stored here.
It can be stored here.
And rather, this is another traditional variety, right?
Yes, out of 6. So this is the largest cultivated variety, Suvandar. So we have around 30 acres of Suvandar growing under organic farming conditions. So we have a huge demand on our stores for Suvandar. So this is a market-oriented agriculture system. Whatever market asks for, we grow. So that's the end-to-end connectivity. So and you can see the bunches. So they are really growing well. And 100%.
Seeds also you produce by yourself?
Yes, I produce myself. So earlier I purchased from a farmer known to me. Then from this season also I have my own seed stocks.
And how long this variety?
This is exactly 3 months variety. So
short
by 85 days we can harvest. So this is a newly improved variety called BG 450 introduced by Department of Agriculture. Most of the farmers say these improved varieties cannot be grown under organic farming conditions, but I have grown it nicely. You can see the yield and you can see the field. So it's growing really well. So I'm hoping to expand the land extent because I wanted to do it as a trial during this season. It's quite successful. So I'm going to expand this cultivation improved variety also during the next season.
And rather, I understand this is one of the significant traditional rice varieties which is in your farm, which is Mavi. And I understand it has quite a lot of benefits to your organic farming system. Can you explain that further?
Okay, so Mavi means longer duration crop. So it takes 6 months to grow. So it's very much resistant to the weed growth because if you take most of our grasses or weeds growing in the paddy fields, they are short-term weed varieties, like 3 months weed varieties. So they compete with the paddy plant. But if we take Mavi, it grows over 6 months, around 6 months. So the 3 months grasses can't compete because 3 months grasses will stop their lifespan during that period because after 3 months that will be done. So and this is very good variety for the for climate change because as you know, we get very intensive rainfalls during very short period of time. And this is very good and this is flood tolerant variety. Now if you see, because the tank is over there, so the reservation is over that side and this area will get flooded during the heavy rainy period. So this grows over 6 months. So even under heavy rains, even these fields get flooded. it can survive.
Right.
So now our rain is almost over. Now only start flowering, you can see. So we are getting better day by day and we are improving. So hope to do more big work in the country in near future.